birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new
Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of GoatLocker Racing on Maconi Entertainment. We are so excited to be here once again, bringing you all the action here of the Cruisin Classics, the next gen Wednesday series here with GoatLocker at Dover. Special presentation at Nasty Bar and Grill. Always excited to have those folks showing our broadcast. My name is Jimmy Briggs, along with Logan Santa Tequila in there. I cannot say his last name, so I rushed through it. Working as our producer and as my color commentator. We're here at the Monster Mile of Dover Motor Speedway, located here in Dover, Delaware. It's our awesome shot from Google Earth. Zooms us in. Let's take a look at this track. 1, 4, 3, bang, 1 mile length. Of course, 4 turns, open lane, located in Dover, Delaware. It's a great place to be. I've been there a couple times myself in person. Decided to go back there once again. The drivers are just finishing up qualifying. We'll get ready to check that out once again. Gotta thank Matthew Bar and Grill for showing us at their place establishment located there in Miller, Ohio. Field begins to line up. Take a look at the grid. Starting on the pole for tonight with Jam Printing and Promotions. Pole award is going to go to Jesse Wintington in the number 94, starting on the pole. Cody McIlwain in second place. JJ Moore will be starting third. Ryan Peddleton will be starting fourth. Daniel Cunningham will be starting fifth. Jamie Barkas will be starting, Barkas will be starting sixth. Seventh will be Condorian Davis. Chance Taylor, eighth. James Kaufman, ninth. Timothy Stubblefield, 10th.
Behind Timothy Stubblefield, we have Mickey Isaacs in 11th, next to Cody Hemingway in 12th. Michael Kostick will take 13th, next to George Jewell in 14th. Blake Edel in 15th. Logan Sturgeon will take home 16th. Patrick Drabick will take home 17th in the 07, next to Jesse Necula in the 51. Behind them, we have Jake Collins in 19th, next to Chris Sawyer in the 78.
Just outside the top 20 there, you have Jason Taylor in 21st, 22nd, Jacob Ellingson in 23rd, Joe Hobbs, and the last car to take a time is the 24th spot of Bobby Germain. Jeremy Gardner, James Goshen, and Jacob Linke rounding out your field. 27 cars, 100 laps, the distance 100 miles at this 1 mile length. Concrete jungle is what I like to call it. Very self-clearing. When an accident happens, it happens quick. So these drivers are going to have their hands full, as Jesse Wintington will be lucky because he gets to start from the pole. Jam Printing and Promotions pole award obviously going there to the number 94 machine. We got to thank Jam Printing and Promotions for their support of the GoatLocker Racing League, as they've been here from the beginning, if I am correct, and they formed in 2013. The primary focused on assisting veterans, women, and children. And they've been with GoatLocker since the very beginning, and they sponsored a pole award here tonight. Let's see, the field gets stacked up and ready. Coming down the backstretch, you can see these cars bouncing just a little bit. Coming off of turn 2 there, this track has got lots of different characteristics. And boy, this is going to put on one heck of a show. Cody McIlwain on the outside, row 2. JJ Moore and Ryan Peddleton, your first 2 rows. Cruisin Classics machine of the 23 there, looking good. Invents number 6, Cody McIlwain, and the Focus Fuel of Jesse Wintington. Here we go. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. Drivers pace till they get to the start zone. Flagger Barney with the flag in his hand. He's waving in the flag. Now is in the air. Green flag, we are now underway. Wintington with not a very good start. McIlwain makes it happen on top, number 6, straight to the lead. The 23 of Pendleton right there. He's going to jump to second, as well as Winston falls back a couple spots. The 54 of JJ Moore, he wants more, as he's sitting there in 4th place in that awesome pink machine, trying to make a charge to the front as lap 1 is now complete. These drivers got it clean and green. 5th place is Jamie Barkas in the number 16 machine, trying to make a charge to the front. As these drivers right now, I believe it's 1st through 8th, single file. There's a little slip up for second, kind of checks up everybody. JJ Moore is going to try to peek on the inside. He does not. So further on back is where the battle is at right now, between Condorian Davis and the number 50 machine. He was trying to get around Timothy Stubblefield. 9th and 10th going on right there. Sorry, 8th and 9th. Battle between these drivers. Look at this mess back here. All these drivers all over the track. This is one thing I really love about Dover, is there's definitely multiple grooves. Tire wear might become a factor at some point tonight, as we are now 4 laps into this 100 lap event. So far, clean and green. These drivers are making it look easy, but once that tire wear starts to kick in, you lose some of that fuel. It's definitely going to lighten up your car a little bit. It's going to make you have some different handling characteristics. The way the concrete works too is it's pretty light sensitive, so if we get some shade or some heat, it could definitely make your car drive a little bit different. Right now, ambient temp is 65 with a track temp of 82 degrees. 27-mile-an-hour wind from the north. Excuse me, going to the north. These drivers are doing a great job. Oh, really tight up the exit right there of the front stretch. That pink machine, Condorian Davis, getting the heat on from Timothy Stubblefield. Love that camo with the orange highlight, safety orange. Trying to make his moves front.
You know, Jeremy, that's one of the beautiful things about this. You've mentioned how adaptive this track is just based off of temperature and, you know, the cars racing around. If they can keep it green, you'll see the racing line move up and down the track with all sorts of different conditions, but single filed out very quickly here.
Drivers trying to bide their time. We got a yellow flag, the 42 on the backstretch going into turn 3. Spun around right there. Not a good start for the number 42 machine of Bobby Germain. Let's see if we can grab a replay of this here shortly. As we look on right here, great shot. Germain there towards the bag. Oh, car in front of him got loose and just came up across his nose. I couldn't see who that was. Oh man, Germain was just kind of minding his own P's and Q's there. One car in front of him, 7 laps in, finally had some tire wear issues, possibly, you know, lighter fuel load, and just got loose off of turn 2. And unfortunately, Barbara Germain just kind of riding out. As looks like that car, it looks like the 41 or maybe the 78 was. Looks like the 78 might have been that car with rear end damage there, just in front of Bobby Germain.
Yeah, that's
Early
big time
caution.
damage on the front of the 42 there.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he hit that car, the 78, pretty hard, because the 78's got some rear end damage. So 78 was had their handful there of Chris Sawyer. We're now going to be coming around to complete lap number 10. No takers, it looks like, besides the cars needing regular service from that incident. Maybe 1 or 2 extra takers. So take a quick break here under this caution. We'll talk about one of our presenting sponsors that makes this event happen. Getting the Lincoln Tech crews down on pit road to work early. Lincoln Tech, Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to their students for in-demand careers in a supportive, accessible learning environment, transforming students' lives and adding value to their communities. They're one of the largest automotive technology schools in the nation with 23 campuses. They are the title sponsor of the fall series and a very large partner of GLR. That is Lincoln Tech. Gotta thank them for being a part of this tonight. As some of those crews getting ready as the pace car lights are extinguished. The drivers are going to double it up. Cody McIlwain, our leader, JJ Moore in the 54 on the outside in that awesome pink looking machine. Ryan Pendleton in 3rd, Jamie Burkus in 4th, Chance Taylor 5th, Daniel Cunningham 6th, Jesse Winnington 7th. Our poles that are falling back early here. Timothy Stubblefield in 8th, Condorian Davis 9th, and James Kaufman rounding out our top 10. 11th, you got Cody Hemingway 12th, Michael Kosick 6th, 13th, George Jewell 14th, Patrick Drebeck, and 15th right now. Our top 15 is Jake Collins, Mikey Isaacs, Jacob Ellenson, Logan Struger, Jeremy Gardner, and Jesse Nucula rounding out our top 20. Up front though, number 6, number 54 are going to be getting ready to lead us back to the green flag. Pace car is off field. Stacks up behind our leaders. Nice and easy pace into the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're back underway, and a great start for the leader under this start for Cody McIlwain. Did not go good under our initial start. Cody learned something there. As a quick breakaway for our top 3 drivers so far. Battle for second is on. 4th place car right now. Chance Taylor looking on from a little bit of a distance already. Great start there for Cody McIlwain, the number 6 machine. This lap number 12 is begun. Top 4 cars now broken away. 5th, Jamie Vargas and Jesse Winton right there. Just starting to fall back a little bit just outside of our camera shot. These top 4 cars under a blanket. You can see the rest of the top 10 just at the top of our screen as we look to complete another lap. I'm not sure what the fuel mileages are for these cars. I would assume 40 to 50 laps. Excuse me, 50 laps. Yes, for fuel. So we'll have to see if that caution can get us maybe to lap 60 or 70. For some of these drivers, they might be trying to take tires later on. What do you think, Logan?
I would have to say you're probably right on the money with the fuel mileage of these next-gen cars. Looks like...
Just started speaking about it. Oh man, we got a rack fest over here. Woo, big rack. 41 of Jason Taylor involved there, as you saw. Take a look at the number 41 machine going into turns 1 and 2 on the exit of 2 here. He might be the trouble spot in the backstretch again. Yes, another big wreck right there in front of him. Trying to, looks like he slowed up quite a ways, and unfortunately gets tagged somebody right there at the end. Unfortunately, did not slow up enough, and kind of just a late race incident for that number 41 machine. Looks like Condorian Davis involved as well. Yes, there, the number 50. Patrick Trebek there as well involved. Number 07, maybe the Ellingson of Jacob Ellingson involved as well. Patrick Trebek, one of our names towards the front quite often here, involved in this one early. Looks like he got loose. He might have unfortunately been, I wouldn't want to say it's the cause of the caution, but looks like he got loose off of 2, and unfortunately Condorian Davis coming off of 2, and that kind of just led to a stack up self-clearing incident. Like I said, here at Dover, Miles the Monster strikes here early, not even 20 laps in. Looks like quite a few drivers came down pit road there, probably for damage repair. Once again, drivers up front staying out, not thinking about pit stops fuel yet.
Yeah, the pit stops for fuel, it's always smart to go ahead and get it if you're coming down pit lane, but going back to what we were talking about right before that caution, I think you're on the money with about the 45 to 50 lap fuel stint, but the tires will not last that long by any means. I would say we're going to see some decent fall off of tires starting around lap 25 to 30, depending on how long of a green flag run we can put together here tonight, and just kind of go forward from there. I would say at most this should be a 2 to 3 stop race.
Great insight there from Logan. Thank you so much. And like you said, tire wear is a factor, but I think we got about 8 laps green so far. We got 10 laps green so far, as it looks like we are going to pace around one more time. And while we're going to pace around, if you're watching right now from Nasty's Bar and Grill, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you here watching our broadcast there in Hillard, Ohio on March 21st, 2012. Y'all open your doors. From the get-go, they were aimed to embody the energy and passion of their sons, Nathan and John, poured it into their dreams. Nathan's commitment to hospitality ensured that every guest received exponential food and service. They are the co-sponsors of tonight's Wednesday Night Next Gen series, and they've hosted numerous fundraisers in their establishment with the goal of raising funds to donate a sim rig to deserving veteran or first responder, and that is Nasty's Bar and Grill. Check them out, Hillard, Ohio. Glad everybody is watching from Nasty's Bar and Grill. Boy, this is going to be a good race as we get going green here. The cloud cover has been changing so dramatically. It's been sunny one minute, the next minute the track is very dark. You can't see any shadows, and it's probably putting quite the curveball for some of these drivers. The backstretch seems to be the trouble part. I said when we were on pace laps, the bump off of turn 2 is probably going to be the money zone, and so far it's proving me right. Unfortunately, it's proving me right, and these drivers got their hands full.
We most certainly do, but eventually we'll get to the point where we see a good long green flag run, and that's where the racing is really going to show itself and put on display what the GoatLocker series has to offer.
Yes, GoatLocker Racing has been putting on some great racing. We had last week off, but the previous week we were at I can't remember which track it was, but man, there were so many cars on the track, and they made it look so good. They didn't have very many cautions early on, and that's one thing I love about GoatLocker. Their mission for the veterans and giving back to the community. It's awesome to take this iRacing life and take the virtual world and expand it to real life um, help and doing good. And it's great to be a part of this. And the pace car has made the left-hand turn. McIlwain and more. Our front row once again. Pendleton, Taylor, Barkus, Wintington, Cunningham, Stubblefield, Kaufman, Hemingway, your top 10. Green flag is waving. We're under green once again.
Another great restart by McIlwain. Pendleton not going to let him get away easy, though, by any means.
See how the tires cycle for the drivers under this green flag run. Well, it's one thing these tires with these low profile cars they get unhappy with heat cycles on and off, on and off, on and off. And so far we've kind of been doing that. See if we can get a good green flag run as the sun now continues to start baking turns 1 and 2. And it looks like we got shade 3 and 4. So this might be what would be causing these drivers to have their hands full on exit 2.
They most certainly will. And like you've mentioned a couple times, the bumps out of turn 2 are always a hectic area to be, especially side by side like they are right now.
Side by side back here for these drivers. Number 3 machine of Michael Kosick looking on, trying to get around the cars in front of him. Logan Strugen right there looking up from behind. Jeremy Gardner and the number 69 machine back here battling on as well. Jake Collins and the bright teal number 81 right there. You can see wrapped in the bottom, trying to get underneath the number 92 machine of Timothy Stubblefield. Wow, close. Almost having a wreck there on the backstretch. Everybody definitely gave themselves a break. Still clean and green. Drivers are starting to get single filed out here, and hopefully we can start to see these comers and goers.
We'll get back up here to the front, take a look at JJ Moore now closing in on the back door of Cody McIlwain.
Moore on the inside. Now we got a battle for it. Looks like Cody is just going to let him have it. He certainly will. Looks like Cody McIlwain and the number 6 machine is going to just let the number 54, JJ Moore, take the lead for a couple laps. Maybe the number 6 machine has decided he wants to maybe save a little bit of tire here, as he might be feeling a little bit of a green flag feel. So JJ Moore, now our new leader as he goes down into turns 3 and 4 underneath that Ally drive. The walking bridge is pretty neat. Dover's an awesome track. It's so cool. Like if you sit in that front row here at Dover, you know, the long green flag run, that Dover almost, the dust from the rubber and the pebbles, like they come up into the stands, and you start getting a little bit like black just from the rubber, and it's a unique experience. It's loud, and if you haven't been to Dover before, you definitely got to make it happen. As we get back here to the racing for GoatLocker Racing on Maconi Entertainment, looking at JJ Moore there leading on. We look further back through the field. Looks like Chance Taylor there in the blue, number 14, in the middle of kind of a bee's nest of drivers trying to get around him on the inside of him. He's getting some heavy pressure from Daniel Cunningham with the number 91 machine there right on his back bumper. Looks like Cunningham trying to maybe dive in the corner, figure out a different way to get around him.
Look at the 81 all over the back bumper of the 92 going down the backstretch into turn 3. That was, whew, I've never seen pushing like that at Dover.
Sometimes if you can't get past him, you got to move him. Maybe he sent the message, and the message was seen right there because Jake Collins finally made the pass, and he's going to now set his sights on to the car in front, and that is going to be the number 69 of Jeremy Gardner. As you can see, the teal car wraps the bottom. Looks like there's one car also starting to make moves towards the front. See if we can find him really quick. It might be the Cody Hemingway machine, number 10, now up to 8th, moving his way up the field. I'm not remembering where he started. Looks like, yeah, he started at 12th, now up to 8th, slowly but surely making his way up there. Now he's making a pass on the top. around the number 25 machine of James Kaufman. Looks like Cody Hemingway has found something here on this run as he's now looking at the top 10 almost, or excuse me, top 5.
Hemingway really doing some work to get up here towards the front of this pack. The safest place to be at Dover, wouldn't you say, Jeremy?
Front and the front of the pack is definitely the safest place to be. See no trouble in front of you, it's not your problem. Lap traffic can certainly become an issue here though if we go for a long green flag run. We have to do pit stops and whatnot. That'll definitely get this field all scattered up. Right now we've got quite a few laps now. I believe 15 laps, I believe, on this green flag run. These drivers are definitely starting to get their cars feeling under them. Like I said, Cody Hemingway now cracking into the top 5 from the 12th position. We look up front once again. JJ Moore driving away 1 second lead over Cody McIlwain, who's now, like I said, falling back about a second behind Cody McIlwain in the number 23 machine. Oh, we got a yellow on the track. Looks like turn 3. We've got a car slow. 78 might be involved.
A whole
we got
pile of
stop.
cars.
Oh my goodness, we'll have to take a look at this replay. This is definitely going to shake up everybody's strategy. We'll have to see what everybody's thinking right here. We had a slow car all early on. Yikes, big pile up.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it started all with the 25 of James Kaufman here. We'll take it back one more time. See what happens here. I saw him slow.
Yeah,
there's where it started.
Once again. And unfortunately, he got up into the cars in front of him and the kind of just domino effect into the self-clearing miles of the Monster. Monster strikes once again here at Dover, the GoatLocker Racing League. As we look at our field though, real quick, all on pit road. Like I said, pit strategies have now been shaken up. Pit road is open. Whole field coming down. This is going to be probably 4 tires and fuel for everybody.
You would have to think so. This, kind of point in the race, we already mentioned this would be about where the tire life cycle would end. Now, the one thing I don't have information on, which you might, Jeremy, is just how many tires they have over the wall.
It's a really good question, and I will find it out. Looks like we've got 4 sets of tires in the pits.
All right, so definitely want to use as many of those as possible, but you don't want to use them too early. So you break it down, pit stop every 25 laps isn't too terrible, but that's not what you want to do. You do want to make them last as long as possible, save a couple for late race cautions, get some fresh tires underneath you, get that better restart that you're going to need to get around some of these cars. If you're back there in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th position, like Cody Hemingway, Chance Taylor, Jeremy Gardner, Daniel Cunningham, all 4 of those drivers, say later on in the race, let's just say 92, and they still have a set of tires over the wall, might be a good idea to throw some fresh tires underneath the vehicle and get that good drive off of that restart.
And while we have a quick moment under caution, I want to send our thoughts to everyone right now in the path of the hurricane right now in Florida. We are thinking of everybody down there. Hope everybody is getting safe, staying safe. Hopefully you don't lose too much during this a disaster. Unfortunately, Mother Nature is a beast that, when she wraps, we can't stop her. And we're thinking of everybody down there in Florida, and hopefully everybody is staying safe. And hopefully anybody that's not able to make this week's broadcast can hopefully join us next week. And you catch this replay, we're thinking of you, and hopefully you can get back up on your feet here soon.
Absolutely. I believe there are a couple drivers missing from the field tonight, affected by the weather down there. So like Jeremy just said, our thoughts are with you. Hope everything turns out just fine, and hopefully see you guys next week on the track.
Because I believe we should be getting ready to come to the 1 to go. Yes, the pace car lights have been extinguished. field will get doubled up to come to green. JJ Moore still our leader. Cody McIlwain in second. Ryan Pendleton third. Fourth, Jamie Barkus. Fifth, Cody Hemingway. Was trying to keep an eye on him there early on. He was making a charge to the front. Chance Taylor, Jeremy Gardner, Daniel Cunningham, Jesse Winton, and Jake Collins are top 10. Just outside the top 10, Michael Kosick, Timothy Stubblefield, Jesse Nicola, Bobby Germain, and Blake Edel, your top 15. Jacob Ellingson, Joe Hobbs, Chris Sawyer, Dorian Davis, and James Kaufman, your top 20. But Dorian Davis and James Kaufman, your first two drivers' laps down here, as we got a couple drivers on pit road getting their cars fixed up, getting ready to come back to the green flag this time. Lap 36 this time, as the green flag is now waving from the starter. Side by side here, great start for McIlwain on the outside. Moore, McIlwain, side by side through 1 and 2. Coming out of the backstretch, this is going to be really tight. Lots of space. Oh, the 6 with a little bobble right there, but he keeps it off. The number 54 on his inside. Moore sends it in deep, and he's going to clear him off of turn 4.
Definitely have to be careful in a side-by-side situation like that, coming out of 2 off the restart on fresh tires. That is the most dangerous possible time to be side-by-side, especially out of that corner in particular.
Somehow those drivers made it work. Still clean and green. Looks like we got 18 drivers still in the mix on the lead lap. This lap number 38 now complete. We have a slow car there coming out of pit road. Not sure if it's under power or if he was just trying to be slow and not be in the field. Looks like the 85 is now rolling. Avoid a yellow there. And we've got damaged cars starting to get ready to come back out on the track. This might start getting things a little hairy with their slower paces. The 85 is still just putt-putting down the backstretch. The field is getting ready to come back around. Hopefully the 85 is, yes, on the inside, out of the way, but whew, that could be a really hairy situation for the lead lap drivers. It's one thing you don't want to see. There's another car having trouble pushing to the racing surface. JJ Moore pulling away from Cody McIlwain. Cody Hemingway now finds himself in 3rd place. Starting to put some pressure on there to the McIlwain machine. Drives it up to the top. Excuse me, tries to drive it down back to the bottom with a diamond on the corner. Trying to get those left sides to the clean concrete. He's to his bumper. The 6 protects the bottom though. He says if you want to get around me, Cody, you have to go around the top. He leaves the top open. The 10 drives it in. I don't think he's going to be on the exit of 2, but he's definitely going to be ready to go on the exit of 4. Let's see if he can get to him here this time.
I think the 10 of Cody Hemingway is expecting to have that high line open now, seeing the 6 of Cody McIlwain protecting the low line lap after lap. So I would say it's only a matter of time, Jeremy, before we see Cody really try to get the undercut coming out of one of these corners and get underneath the 6 machine.
The 6 machine starting to slightly back up a little bit. Maybe almost kind of holding this pack up right now as JJ Moore is almost out to a 2nd lead. If not, yes, a 2nd lead there for the JJ Moore machine. Already about 5 laps into this green flag run to see if the number 6 is either saving or kind of falling off here as the track continues to change with rubber on it. As you can see there, McIlwain, Hemingway, Pendleton, Gardner, Collins in the mix. And then Jamie Barkus right there looking on as well. Chance Taylor in that blue number 14 right at the top of your screen there a couple times. He's back here in the mix.
Got the 69 of Jeremy Gardner now looking to the inside of Cody Hemingway. Does he have enough to get around him on the exit of turn 4? He does not. But he's going to try it again going into turn 1.
Oh, 10 machine of Hemingway got a little looser in the middle of 1 and 2. It looks like the top seems to be almost ready to work. Just need a little more tire wear, a little more tire fall off, and I think the top will be more of a preferred. Because the rest of the cars, obviously, you start losing momentum on that bottom because you're scrubbing speed. So you got to move up to keep the momentum up. As the 69 of Gardner just kind of keeping his nose clean and fresh air. Just to the inside here of Hemingway, right to his quarter panel. He's going to be even here through the middle of 3 and 4. Is Hemingway going to gas it up on the exit 4? He's going to check up. They're going to be side by side down the straightaway. Gardner almost got himself in a good spot here. He's trying to get him clear. Looks like he's going to have him here off of 2.
Jeremy Gardner completes that move on the 10 machine of Cody Hemingway. Now looking to chase down the 6.
6 now feeling the pressure there from the number 69 machine. As the number 81 of Jake Collins now sets his sights on to the number 10 machine of Cody Hemingway. You see that number 69 machine there chasing down Cody. Oh, the 14 in the wall on the backstretch. Along the inside wall, still moving. No yellow. Oh man, the 14 of Chance Taylor running in the top 10. Trouble off of turn 2. That's gonna put a damper into his night. He's gonna have to come to pit road and get that fixed up. This JJ Moore now continues to extend his lead. Trying to get up to 2 seconds. Ilwain, Gardner battling it there for 2nd and 3rd. Hemingway, Collins battling it for 3rd and 4th. Excuse me, 4th and 5th. Go to 6th and 7th. That battle. That is also going on between Pellington and Barkas. The number 23 and 15 machine.
And then the next real battle is back here for the 10th and 11th spot. Jesse Whittington and Jacob Ellingson. Everybody else spaced out by a little over a quarter of a second. But these two, nose to tail. Ellingson looking to make a move on any mistake that the 94 makes.
As we have just hit the halfway mark, Whittington was our pole sitter, Jam Printing and Promotions pole winner. Kind of fell back a little bit here early on, trying to make his move, charge back to the front. As the track temp is now up another 3 degrees. I bet you that is starting to play a factor in these drivers' handling of their cars.
I would almost assume that it has to. You know, the track temperature is such a big factor here at Dover with these tight radius corners, the high banking, you know, really the preferred line, obviously the bottom line here, but once you start getting higher track temperatures, you have to move up. You have to be prepared to slide up the racetrack and complete your laps. You cannot always stick to the bottom.
As the number 37 machine of Jacob Lanke comes to pit road. I'm not sure if that was because of damage or some type of strategy. JJ Moore, even though he's his leader, even though he was the leader, I just checked in on him real quick and he was sideways coming out of turn 2 there. So even the leader, even though he is out front, he has got his hands full. As we maybe ride on board with some of these drivers. There we go. Take a look at JJ Moore coming off of turn 2 here with his hands full.
Yeah, you can see him constantly trying to counter steer this race car. About midway through the corner, once he gets back on the gas, be prepared for that back end to slide out from behind him. Let's see if we can find somebody else here. Let's take a look at Ryan Pendleton, as he's going to look to make a move on the 81 of Jake Collins here.
Where Pendleton is too, that could be kind of turned into an arrow situation off the exit of 2, as you're right on board here with Ryan Pendleton. You know, you come off of turn 2, and if you don't have any side force with that car in front of you as it gets to the inside there of Collins, side by side out of 4, Pendleton's wheel is actually really stable right now, and he makes that pass look easy.
He has got to have been saving tires this whole time, which is incredibly smart as he works his way up into the top 5. It's only going to help him in the long run. He can make up some big ground on Cody Hemingway, Jeremy Gardner, Cody McIlwain, and JJ Moore all at the same time. About 4.5 seconds back right now, but plenty of laps left to gain all of it.
43 laps to go here in this 100 lap event. GoatLocker's Cruisin Classics Wednesday's Next Gen Series. Also being broadcasted live at Nasty's Bar and Grill. Hello to you all there at Nasty's Bar and Grill. Laps continue to tick away side by side there for Collins. I believe that's Barkus, excuse me, the number 15 machine. Trying to make that top lane work, but might be starting to fall back here with tire wear.
Finally, the 15 of Jamie Barkus gets around Jake Collins completely. He is free and clear to start chasing down the 23.
These drivers' times. If we take a look right now, looks like JJ Moore was a 23.83. Cody McIlwain, though, was a 23.72. And then behind him was a 23.70. So maybe the JJ Moore machine might be starting to fall off the pace here a little bit.
Back a couple more spots, Ryan Pendleton, who we were just riding on board with, 23.6.
Wow, he is 2/10 faster than our leader right now.
So again, saving tires will help him in the long run as he is already gaining time on all of the top four.
JJ Moore was a better lap that time, back to a 23.78. So still within striking range though for the drivers behind him to start making up time, but you're talking about being 2/10 faster, but you gotta start making up that 2/10 because these laps are winding away. I believe we are good on fuel. If we're not, better start saving now because you know, these laps are ticking away, and if you're not saving now, you're gonna put yourself in a predicament to not be able to race to the end.
Absolutely. That is the last thing you want to do, is to run out of fuel in turns 1 and 2, not be able to make it back around. You know, it is such a short track. With the lead that JJ Moore has right now, he could get away with running out of fuel out of turn 4 and coasting across the start-finish line. But getting loose like he just did is not going to help his case.
JJ Moore looks like he's starting to have potentially a little bit of handling issues there. Still with a 23.79, a good lap. With some lap traffic in front of him, he's still putting on some really good laps. Looks like he got it put down really good there for JJ Moore. Even though he was sideways, he was still fast. You know what they say, sometimes loose is fast. As we take a look through the rest of our field here, we'll go through the whole field who is on track. So far, top 5 right now. JJ Moore, of course, our leader. And then we look towards second place. Got Cody McIlwain there, the number 6, running second. Then run here into the third position of Jeremy Gardner in the number 69 machine. And a little bit farther back off of him now, Ryan Pendleton kind of 4.5 seconds back from the leader. With Cody Hemingway just behind him there in 5th, but getting pressure from Jamie Barkus, who's making his moves to the front. Jamie's now back to where he started and now going to the front. Jesse Whittington in 7th spot there, our pole sitter, Jam Printing and Promotions pole sitter. Making his, I guess you could say, charge back to the front as well, because he started first and he fell back, I think, back to 12th at one point. Jake Collins, 19th to 8th. Right now, moving up the field. Right there in 9th place, just inside the top 10. Daniel Cunningham. Michael Koseks, he's going to round out our top 10, the number 3 machine. Just outside the top 10 in 11th place, you got the number 27 of Jacob Ellingson. In 12th spot there, you got Timothy Stubblefield. 13th, Blake Edel. 14th is Jesse Nicola there. You can see him just looking on there with the fluorescent yellow numbers. 51. Bobby Germain having kind of an eventful night here early on. He went from 24th to 15th. Chris Sawyer currently running 16th.
A lot of damage on the front end of that 78, though. He's going to have some aero issues for sure.
Oh, we got smoke. I saw smoke, but it looks like everybody's still going, but whew, we're going to start to have handling issues. Like you said, he's way off the pace. Joe Hobbs is going to finish out our cars on the lead lap. Condorian Davis 3 laps down. James Kaufman 3 laps down as well. Those are 18th and 19th. So those drivers are racing each other. And looks like everybody else is on pit road. Jacob Blinky, Chance Taylor, James Goshen, I believe, is on the track but off the pace.
You know, I have to say, Jeremy, this is getting to be the most pressure that J.J. Moore has had in quite a few laps. Second place, Cody McIlwain, now under that 1 second mark gap to our leader, J.J. Moore in the 54. J.J. is coming up on lap traffic, so that's probably his biggest factor here for that gap closing. But who they need to be worried about, that 23 of Ryan Pendleton back there in 4th place, now under 4 seconds to the leader.
Don't forget, even though J.J. Moore has to go through a lap traffic, the other cars do as well. It just depends on how much better they're going to treat the other cars versus the leader. In my book, I've always been a hold my line and let them figure it out kind of driver. So obviously, I'm sure these drivers do somewhat something similar. But if it's a teammate or something, they might let you have that position a little bit quicker, not battle you as much. As J.J. Moore continues to start lapping cars that I believe are already a lap down, if not a couple, as he is now looking at the number 25 machine there, James Kaufman. Kaufman right there in front of him. But like you said, Cody McIlwain now within a half a second, 26 laps to go. Anything can happen, and he's in striking range.
He most certainly is, and that 25 of James Kaufman very late to get out of the way of the 54. Kind of like what you were saying, hold your line, let them figure it out. It is a racetrack after all.
That's always one thing I've been told. It's my job, and I know as being a driver doing the lapping, I've always been told it's my job to get around them and figure it out. As long as they hold their line, you should be able to pass them because you're obviously faster than them. So, obviously, a lot of respect goes a long ways. And looks like the first 2 drivers got around that lap traffic. No harm, no foul. You're right on board with Cody McIlwain. You can just see that pink car of J.J. Moore just outside of his windshield as McIlwain runs just a lane, half a lane lower than J.J. Moore. Moore was a 24.03 that last lap. 24.23 for McIlwain that last lap. So a little bit of speed loss there. We'll see what the lap times are this time as they are now coming to 23 laps to go. McIlwain with a 24 flat. Moore with a 24.16. This is definitely going to come down to a very close finish. So, oh, we got one. I got that lap car back in the wall back there. Still going straight, but McIlwain now putting the pressure on to J.J. Moore.
Yeah, this is where all the battle is right now. Cody Hemingway back there in 7th, just shy, right around the 2/10 mark behind Jesse Whittington. Michael Kostick, Jake Collins battling it out here on the front stretch, switching back and forth, tie line. Collins should have the momentum on that outside if he can keep the rear tires underneath him. Very close into the turn 3 entry.
Oh, Collins might have washed up a little bit farther than he wanted to right there, as they are almost touching doors here into turns 1 and 2. Collins obviously wants to make that number 3 machine burn up his tires on the bottom side. Collins almost found the wall. Just clears the number 3 machine. We'll see if he can continue that march, continue that defensive driving line there on the number 3 machine. It seems to be working, but there's 3 more cars behind that look like they seem to be catching up on this top 10 battle.
They most certainly are. Those 3 cars back there, Jacob Ellingson, Jesse Necula, Blake Edel, all on the hunt to get into the top 10 around Collins and Costics.
Battle for the lead. McIlwain on the inside of J.J. Moore. So sorry to interrupt you there. Oh, J.J. Moore into the wall.
Jeremy Gardner into the wall back there off of the turn 2 exit as well.
McIlwain back to the lead with 18 laps to go. Can he hold off J.J. Moore, who seems to be losing pace here late in this run? It's still almost 2 seconds back to the third place car. This could be Cody McIlwain's race to win right here.
It could be Cody McIlwain's race to win or race to lose at this point. He has the tire advantage on JJ Moore. It is evident. He made up a huge gap to the backside of that 54, now around him and putting distance between the 6 and the 54, lap by lap. Cody McIlwain just needs to stay as consistent as possible, make his way around the lap traffic he's coming up on, and just get cars between him and the rest of the field.
Elwayne. Oh, lap car seems to be getting out of his way there. There's a battle for the lead. Seems to be spreading apart quite rapidly as we are now coming to 15 laps to go. We've got cars literally all around this track now. This long green flag run here at the end of the race, towards the end of this race, has been really great. As you can see, we had comers and goers. Man, McIlwain was so fast. I just looked up and I was like, oh my goodness, we're side by side for the lead. So
yeah, we're over here
definitely
watching a battle for 9th and 10th, and all of a sudden a lead change. That threw me off guard.
yeah, it was McIlwain definitely right now has the pace. He saved a ton. Early on, remember I said he looked like he was slower. I wasn't sure if he was saving tire or if he was just off the pace. And well, I guess my answer would be saving tire. And obviously he now finds himself as our leader. 13 laps to go. McIlwain, JJ Moore, Jeremy Gardner, Pendleton, Jimmy Barkus, your top 5. Whittington, Hemingway, Cunningham, Cossack, and Jacob Ellingson, your top 10. Look at the ride on here with the Pendleton machine. All over the back bumper here. Jeremy Gardner tries to get to his inside. He's going to get there side by side down the front stretch for third place. This battle is almost 3 seconds back from our leaders as Pendleton makes the pass with 11 and a half laps to go. I don't think Pendleton can get there, but he might be able to get second place.
He certainly has the pace to catch up to second. You know, just a few laps ago, the gap from Pendleton to the leaders was almost 4.5 seconds. Now down to just over 2. With less than a second between Pendleton and JJ Moore, I think he's got an opportunity to put himself up one more position before this race ends. He just has to keep it off the wall and keep Jeremy Gardner behind him.
And that one more spot too, we get a caution here late. You never know, he might be able to put himself in a good spot as we are now at 10 laps to go.
A little bit
Here
further
on Maconi
back.
Entertainment. Yep, go ahead.
I was just going to say a little bit further back, Jacob Ellingson falling out of the top 10. Jesse Nekula taking his spot away from him.
Battle for the top 10 spot is on. As Pendleton now has himself within 3 seconds of our leader. With 8.5 laps to go for our leader. Just navigating lap traffic right now. He's definitely got the tire advantage on most of the vehicles behind him just by doing a great job conserving his tires. And if you look at this battle right here with that Lincoln Tech car, the 69 of Gardner.
You know, I have to say, looking back in the field, Blake Edel in the 18 with all that front end damage, managing to stay up here in the top 15, sitting in 12th at the moment, but not too far behind the 27 of Jacob Ellingson. I am impressed with how much damage that vehicle has. He is way up here in the field.
I believe that's probably from one of those earlier incidences getting that damage and just been kind of fighting here to continue on, like you said. A lot of damage, but find themselves in a top 15 position. Maybe moving forward as well, as we are now coming to 6 laps to go. As the lead is 2 seconds for Cody McIlwain.
Jesse Whittington back here sitting in 6th in that Focus Fuel 94, looking to take a top 5 position away from Jamie Barkus in the 15. He's closed that gap down to less than 0.2 of a second. Does he have enough time to get around him and take a top 5 position?
Oh, All over his back bumper, looking to get back in the top 5 after starting on the pole position. Must have somewhat of a positive outcome of this night, as it was definitely a rocky roller coaster. He's now into the inside. Winnington, Barkas, top 5 battle, as JJ Moore now gets pressure from the number 23 of Pendleton. They're coming to 4 laps to go. Pendleton the inside of Moore. Side by side in a turn 3 and 4. Pendleton washes up just a little bit, but he's going to make that pass on Moore. Second place now goes to Ryan Pendleton. Now 2.5 seconds back from our leader, as JJ Moore tries to make the crossover happen on the inside. We've got one heck of a battle for second.
We absolutely do. That
Oh,
crossover.
both in the wall.
Crossover by Moore was a huge momentum change for the 54. Now with only a few short laps to go, will he be able to keep Pendleton behind him? He's gotten around him once. Pendleton has momentum. Will he be able to make a move coming out of this corner?
Pendleton had the pass made, but JJ Moore crossed him over and passed him back, and they both ended up just tagging the wall a little bit, coming off of turn 2, battling really hard side by side for second and third, as our leader has just taken the 2 to go. So look at that 23rd machine of Cruisin Classics. Dives into the inside, side by side through 1 and 2. Moore, Pendleton battling for second and third. Pendleton gets a little loose off of 2, leaves the top open, but still makes the pass. As we are now coming to the white flag for the number 6 Invest Machine Ford Mustang of Cody McIlwain. 1 lap to go, being thrown up in the air by Maconi Entertainment here with the GoatLocker Racing Cruisin Classics Wednesday night Next Gen Series Racing here at Dover Motor Speedway. McIlwain, 1 more turn, comes to the front straightaway. 100 laps are going to be in the books, and your winner is Cody McIlwain.
Pendleton
Second.
able to get back around JJ Moore, taking that second spot away.
Yeah, second, Pendleton, third, Moore, Gardner, fifth, and Wintington rounds out our top 5. Wow. That was a great finish to the end. All that green flag racing. Lap traffic was really clean with the lead lap cars. They didn't get into the into the race battle too much up front, as McIlwain was our leader. McIlwain is our winner here for GoatLocker Racing.
I mean, you technically weren't wrong. He was the leader. He led him to the checkered flag.
He did, yep. Looks like he's gonna burn him down right here.
There surely couldn't be much tire left on that 6 machine, but he's going to get rid of what's left.
It deserves so, and he really schooled I wouldn't say schooled the field, but really put on a good schooling, because he was able to save his tires there towards the end, and really put himself in a good position to come home as our winner. I think we will try to sneak in a quick commercial break here with Maconi Setup Shop and iRacing, and we'll come back with the final results and some interviews here on Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back, everybody, to Maconi Entertainment broadcast of the GoatLocker Racing Cruisin Classics Next Gen Wednesday Night Series. Boy, what a finish there. A lot of green flag running to the end, a couple early cautions. As we look at the finishing results, Cody McIlwain is our winner. He led early on, looked like he was saving tires, and he proved us right and drove back to the front and won by 3 seconds. Ryan Pelton was second. Rounding out the podium was JJ Moore, who also led a ton of laps tonight. Fourth was Jeremy Gardner with 69, and fifth was our JM Printing and Promotions pole sitter of Jesse Wintington. In the sixth finishing spot was Jamie Barkus. Cody Hemingway finished seventh. Daniel Cunningham finished eighth, and ninth was Michael Kosaks. Running on our top 10 was Jesse Nekula. In 11th, you have Blake Edel. 12th, Jake Collins. 13th, Timothy Stubblefield. 14th, our first car lap down, Bobby Germain. And running out our top 15, one lap down was Chris Sawyer. 16th, Joe Hobbs. 17th, Jacob Ellingson. 18th, Dorian Davis. 19th, James Kaufman. And a lot of these drivers, multiple laps down back here. James Goshen, 20th. Chance Taylor, 21st. Jacob Lankey, 22nd. Mickey Isaacs, 23rd. Logan Strugan, 24th. George Jewell, 25th. Jason Taylor, 26th. And Patrick Trebek, 27th. And that is our results. We will grab our third place finisher here tonight of JJ Moore, and JJ Moore will have a word here with Logan.
JJ Moore, buddy, fantastic race, led 60 laps. You know, you had one of the fastest lap times, if not the fastest lap time on the track. It all came down to the last 20, though. Run me through just what were your thoughts here in the back half of the race? Obviously, we had the cautions at the beginning, didn't really have much an effect on you, but the last half of the race, with that long green flag run, we saw some issues.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily saving as much. Like you said, it was green the second half. I genuinely thought it was gonna be I have at least a caution. So I was saving a little bit, just obviously not enough. It was good racing. I would say it was a clean race, but it was just not enough saving. A little bit too long of a run.
Yeah, it was a very, very long run towards the end, and would have never thought it. You know, being at Dover, always a caution-heavy track, but the team here put it together and put on a fantastic show all throughout the field. But JJ, after leading 60 laps, you know, what was kind of your strategy here to try to stay out in front? You know, obviously you said you weren't saving too much. Do you kind of look back and think, maybe I should have changed things up just a tad, or would you have ran it the same way you did and just hope for a caution?
I might have saved a little bit more. I thought my game plan going in was pretty good. I was just gonna run to my heart's content. It's the cautions are kind of just an added bonus, so I don't think I'd change it. But it's just kind of it is what it is. It's racing. The 6 was faster. There at the end, the 23 was faster. That's just how racing is in general.
You're absolutely correct about that, but you still put on a fantastic show. Obviously, the most laps led in the field was 60 out of 100. JJ, anybody you'd like to say thanks to tonight for your race?
Well, I'd like to thank all of GLR for putting it on, all the sponsors that helped GLR be a thing. I'd also like to thank for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, all the doctors and all the patients that are having to go through breast cancer or any type of cancer for that matter. definitely a horrible disease, but I just pray that they be safe. And then just thanks for all the guys at Dragon Motorsport, Sean Gus, Ken, Jake Collins, all those guys are real nice. I think that's about it. And thank you guys for streaming it.
Absolutely no problem, JJ. And I do have to say, before you go, one of my favorite paint schemes on the track, having family members that have dealt with that, it does mean a lot to see, multiple people supporting the cause. So we do appreciate you back for repping the breast cancer awareness paint scheme. JJ Moore, we will see you next week, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
We will hand it back over to Jeremy Briggs here in the booth with our second place finisher.
As we have grabbed our second place finisher of Ryan Paddington. Oh my goodness, I just messed it up. Anyways, Ryan,
All good. Yeah.
you were definitely making a run there towards the end with that long green flag run. Obviously, still just a touch out of your reach. What more did you need to get it done?
Just Cody not to show up and race. No, that's my teammate Cody McElwain, and we have a ton of new guys in the league, and Cody was busy with life stuff for a while. So those of you that don't know Cody McElwain, if you see him in a race, doesn't matter what kind of car, road course, oval, kind of put the league on notice. He's if you can ever beat him, that's an accomplishment. That guy is fast and everything. So yeah, I just wanted to, I hoped it was going to be a long green flag run, so I kind of laid back, let some guys go, and hoped I could work my way up there. It worked out. Once again, I think I kind of got to my ceiling for this race at second. So yeah, it would have taken Cody to make a mistake, which he rarely does. But really happy coming home. GoatLocker 1-2.
Especially that 1-2 finish. Was that long green flag run at the end surprising to you?
It's not. And this is the only series in GoatLocker this season that I'm running in is Wednesday nights. And I know there's been some cautions in the other series, but that's typical of a GoatLocker league race there. A caution or two, and that even at a tough track like Dover. But no, the guys in this league are good. It's a great league, a lot of talent. So it didn't surprise me. We've had a lot of green flag races at Dover before, so I know I was kind of counting on it because I didn't have the short run speed. I was just focused on the long run.
Well, Ryan, second place has to feel somewhat good because Miles the Monster can eat you up here quick. Who do you got to thank you? Who do you got to thank for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you guys. Appreciate what you do in the broadcast. My teammates at GoatLocker Racing, and then everyone that supports GoatLocker Racing. I've said it before when I've been fortunate enough to be in the podium. Tonight's obviously the Cruisin Classics series, along with Nasty's restaurant and bar there in Columbus, Ohio. Lincoln Tech, huge partner. Hidden Whip Brewery, doing huge things for us. Veterans for Life Foundation and Veterans for Life Racing, just absolutely critical partners for GoatLocker. InVets, JamVet, or Jam Printing and Promotions, I always say our OG sponsor there. Always love to represent them. Maconi Setup Shop, obviously V Speed and Nazareth 360. But we have a whole lot more. I say this every time and I mean it. Just appreciate everyone who watches the broadcast, who likes our social media. Go check it all out. They're doing a really good job, the social media team. Highly recommend Eddie Smith's Goat Talk Live too. He's producing that for us, so huge shout out to them. Everyone behind the scenes, just really appreciative of what they've made GoatLocker in a short time.
Speaking of Goat Talk, I'll definitely have to try to figure out how to get on there sometime because it looks like everybody's always having a good time talking Goat Talk. And thank you again, Ryan, for your time, and hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Third place finisher, or excuse me, second place finisher, Ryan Pendleton there, as we are now going to grab our winner. What did he say his last name was? Because I think we've been saying it wrong all night. I think he said McElwain. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I was about to say the same thing. We've been calling him McIlwain the whole time, but McElwain is, I believe, the correct pronunciation of that.
Yep.
But we have him in the booth now to confirm.
That
All
is
right,
correct.
Cody. I think we went through this last time we were in the booth. Man, I am so sorry. Well, I'll
Okay.
figure it out. I'll figure it out sometime. Man, congratulations again. Welcome back to the booth.
Yep.
I believe you were here 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
If not under the same circumstances.
Yeah, the last time I was here was after Watkins Glen. Yeah, yeah. So
Yep. So,
yeah.
so welcome back, man. This show happened very quickly, man. You definitely were saving tires there, weren't you?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. This track, man, it's one of those where I mean, if it goes green, you know it's going to come into play, the tires. So it's just one of those deals where you have to be patient. You know, you don't want to give up track position, but you know, at some point the guy behind you, he's just pushing you harder than you want to push, so you just have to let him go. And you know, and I knew though if I was just able to stay patient that hopefully I could save enough tire to get back to him, and you know we were able to do that tonight. And you know it was all the cars, the lap cars were really great to race around. So just shout out to those guys and everybody up front. It's a good clean race.
You nailed it on the head right there. I said the same thing on the broadcast up here in the booth as the lap cars were doing a good job of
Yeah.
trying their best to just hold their line and stay out of the leader's way, and that was really good to see. I
Yeah.
really enjoy, you know, these GoatLocker races because once we get through those first couple cautions, it seems like everybody has it figured out here. You definitely had it figured out here tonight. Who do you got to thank for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank our sponsors here at GoatLocker Racing, Lincoln Tech, Hidden Whip Brewery, Cruisin Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, along with Veterans for Life Racing, Vets, Jam Printing and Promotions, Maconi Setup Shop, V-Speed, NASRA 360, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PCs, SimMotion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, Above the Yellow Line. And I'd also just like to give a shout out to my teammates at GoatLocker Racing. That's Pat, Jamie, Jake, Alex, and Ryan. And then one more shout out to my smoking hot girl in Hendersonville. Hey, Courtney. Hey, Harper. And yeah, man, just can't thank all those guys and gals enough to, you know, supporting me and supporting everything we do here, man. It's awesome.
GoatLocker Racing is definitely something special, and I am also glad to just be part of the broadcast. Congratulations again, Cody, on, I believe, win number 2 this season. From what I'm hearing from the other competitors, you are putting the league on notice. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night.
Yes, sir. You as well. Wow, Logan. What a great race to the end. I believe we had just 3 cautions for 11 laps out of this 100-lap event here at Dover Motor Speedway. Your final thoughts here?
You know, GoatLocker put on a fantastic show here tonight. That is no surprise whatsoever. But, you know, Cody McIlwain, man, I'm still mispronouncing that. I apologize, Cody. I'll get it eventually. But just one heck of a drive there to finish out that race, getting around, you know, very fast drivers on the track. But, you know, again, like he said, everybody just did a fantastic job. 67 lap stint to end out that race. But we have a lot to look forward to going into the next couple of races here. Atlanta Motor Speedway up next week.
Yes, you nailed it. Atlanta. I'm not sure if that's the new Atlanta or the old Atlanta, but either way, it's definitely going to be a great show to watch. Especially anything GoatLocker Racing does is a great show to watch. And then, like you said, that is our next race, Wednesday, October 16th at 8:30 here on Maconi Entertainment, presented by Cruisin Classics and Nasty's Bar and Restaurant. My name was Jeremy Briggs, alongside Logan. Say your last name for me.
That would be Threlkeld. It's a good one, but you can just call me Santa.
I'm calling him Santa. Thank you to the GoatLocker Racing crew for having us get them on the air. Everybody, have a great night.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life.